My director was real lazy, just sitting back. I'm getting nervous though.
No, just the 1 week.
Mm.
And the weeks just started.
It's
The
only
weeks
Monday.
just be, that's why. No, the weekend blended in with the week at this point. At least if they were doing a week. Mine's due on opening night. Just. What you say on.
All right, after this song, we'll start the show. All right, after this song, we'll start the show. Welcome to another episode of Colossal Community Podcast. I'm your host, Keith, and I'm joined with my co-host, Sirius Lee.
What's up?
And we are live here at the Hofford Mill in Westport, PA. Tonight, it's about school events. The first half hour, we have members from the Palmerton High School Drama Club. Second half hour, we have members from the Lehighton Elementary PTO. And we'll be talking about other events as well. We'll be talking about our debate questions from the last 2 weeks. Plus, we'll be talking about, since it's the theme of the musical that you guys are doing, we're going to be talking about 1920s slang that kids used to use. So that's all coming up. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. So welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Please introduce yourselves and tell us what role you play.
Well, hi. My name is Betty Everett. I'm a senior. I play Belly. Hi, I'm Serenity Hamilton. I'm also a senior, and I play Roxy Hart.
And I'm Brent Harrison, the director.
All right. So tell us, what is Chicago about?
A little bit of everything, honestly. It's a little bit of crime, a little bit of adultery, a little bit of, what's the word? I don't want to say risque, but it's a little bit raunchy, maybe. But
All in a school.
all in a
way.
school-friendly way. It's the teen edition. It's a little bit different from like the movie and the Broadway show, but it's about these women in jail and their rise to fame and
Yeah. So like our main character Roxy ends up in a situation where there's a murder, and then she's in jail, and then she meets a celebrity in jail, who's Velma, and then they kind of plot against each other, and then with each other their way out and their rise through the legal system, and eventually maybe into showbiz.
It's very jazzy, very poppy and flashy, and it's certainly a show that's very in your face in a very good way.
Nice.
So let's get back to this raunchy, just because I know it makes Brent uncomfortable. So
You're lucky I can't see you behind the laptop.
no. So you said raunchy, not ranchy, right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it is a high school teen edition.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
those who have seen Chicago, either the musical or the movie, should not necessarily anticipate the same things. So the storyline is intact.
Storyline
Yes.
is intact. The things that would be different that makes it okay or acceptable for the high school to do is there's really like three things. One is that if you've seen the show on Broadway, it's all Bob Fosse's styling, his dance moves and his costuming. So the costuming in the Broadway version is nowhere near 1920s accurate. I mean, it's all super short, super low cut, super tight. Even the guys are wearing like mesh vests, which is really weird. And so as a history teacher, I immediately get thrown off by that. I don't love that version of it. So for us, we're trying to do everything in a much more period appropriate clothing. Now, flapper dresses do get short, but when we were picking out our costumes, we tried to make sure that everything was of a length that's gonna be okay for our audience. So that's step one, and that was a big one. Step two is the story, right, which has some pieces in it that are a little bit edgy, as we described earlier. But through what they do is they take the actual script and they tone those things down, minimize some of the more risque portions, and kind of like let the core of the story alone, but maybe take out some of those elements that might be too much. And then the third piece is the language, right? That like they'll take out any wording or alter any wording that wouldn't be okay for high school. So really when we got the script in hand, because you don't know until you get a perusal copy and you get to read through it, I was kind of impressed at how well cleaned up it is. And at the same time, how much it keeps the original story. Even to the movie, which I think did the costuming thing more along the 1920s version. But in some of the dances, when Richard Gere's got his backup girls dancing behind him, they're a whole lot. Our show is not like that. We're not trying to offend anybody or put anybody out or get fired. We don't want that. So, but it has become more popular. You're hearing, I think, was it Northampton?
You know, Hampton
Last year. So it is starting to creep into the runs of shows that schools around us are doing. So I think, audience is, if they're concerned about that, will be pleasantly happy.
This is what we've come to expect from Palmerton, though.
That edgy tone.
We love that edge. We love it. That's what we crave. That's what we come for. We want to see how you guys like push that limit and make things so exciting and not boring.
Yeah, not boring is a good thing, right?
Right. Nobody wants to go see
We had
one
good
show.
crowds for Grease and
Right.
White Christmas. That's a wholesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait, this is not
It
it.
sure is
Not edgy
story.
at all.
This is very different. I mean, even Grease
Yeah.
is cute. I love it. I think it's so cute.
Yeah.
But this show certainly is not boring whatsoever. I think it's a lot different from like other shows too that have been done. It's just like that edge that's like there. That's I don't really think is in a whole lot of other shows or like shows that even high schools do, because some people I think try to stay away from that because of that underlying storylines that might be in there. But I think we took care of that pretty good.
But the producers of Chicago as a musical that's available in high school know that. So as a high school, you can't get anything but that edited version. Like you can't get the whole show, which is fine. It kind of takes the questions out of it. You know?
Right. But I bet you it was really fun to like put that show together. The songs are like, I mean, I could sing them all in my head. I love the music is amazing. So what would you say? I always ask this when people are in. They never give me a good answer because usually they're all good. But what are your favorite numbers? So why Tango?
Oh my god, we just worked on that today. I think number one for me would be All That Jazz, the opening number.
Okay.
I love that number. I really like, I do a number called I Can't Do It Alone, which is Velma kind of begging Roxy to do a sister act with her.
Mm-hmm.
She can't do it alone. And then Cell Block Tango. They're all numbers that have that like very dark, like kind of like aura about them. And I think they're all really fun though. Like that's the thing. Like it's hard to pick.
Like Maddie said, there certainly isn't a number in this show that isn't just an absolute blast. Even if you're not in it, you still have fun. But I love Funny Honey because it's just a song that you get to go from being cutesy to, okay, now I'm really, really mad. And that's just something that's fun to do in one number, to like do that jump. And then, of course, I love Roxy because that's just a big, flashy number. And we have a little few cool tricks in it. We get to use the set. So it's just, like I said, all of the numbers are fun, but those are definitely my favorite.
So what was your biggest challenge directing this?
It's a deceptive show because at first you think, oh, well, this is an easy directing job. There's very little dialogue between the numbers. It moves very fast that way. So we have Chrissy Rahachik who does our choreography. I do some of the like not dance numbers, like they have, you know.
But you're such a great dancer. We watched you in.
I said,
Never mind.
Leave
that buried in the
20 years ago. It's deceptive in the way that like it felt like, okay, choreography, got it. It felt like Risa Hall, who's been on with us for interviews, she's got the music. Brandon Miller, who's our stage crew guy, had an awesome idea for a set. It's huge. It's got multiple levels and entryways, and it's just a massive set. It doesn't move, but it was a bearable set to build. And so it kind of seems like, okay, boxes checked. But the deceptive part is the script says there are no props in this. You know, there's no furniture besides the chairs and cell block. There's no furniture. It's bare bones that way. So you start going, well, how do I make it look like something? How do we make it? And it all comes down to how good are the dances? How good is the acting? Are the lines delivered right? And then for us, we always like to try to do something different with each show, whether that's a set piece or a style choice or something like that. So for this one, we worked really hard to change the lighting. Like a lot of shows you'll go through and you go, okay, I need the whole set lit for this piece. Or, okay, this one's dark, so just tone it down. But this show, we worked with like motorized spotlights that the club worked up to. We had some good fortune with money last year after Greece, and we made some investments in some lighting changes. So there's motorized lights that are tracking and following characters as they move. And it sounds simple, but I think that's one of those things that when the audience sees that with the level of the performances that I think we're going to have here, but I think it'll be impressive and it'll be different than anything we've ever done before.
Nice. So tell us about your characters.
well, Velma is already in jail when the show, or the first opening number is kind of her as like a showgirl, like she's this big celebrity, like she had an act with her sister, and then her sister and her husband, anyways, she kills them both, and that's why she ends up in jail. But she's in jail and she's kind of this like hot shot in there, and then Roxy comes along and she's like, well, who's this? Like, I'm not number one anymore. And so she's still trying to crawl her way to the top and like show everyone like, hey, I'm still here. And and then she tries to join forces with Roxy. And it doesn't work at first, but then it does work, and they end up becoming each other's best friends, and they have this spectacular act at the end of the show. And she's a fun character because she's so like different. Like she's similar to some characters like I've channeled in the past, but she's different than anyone else because she's got this like dark humor, like kind of cynical part of her, but she's a blast to play.
So Roxy Hart is one of the most interesting characters I've played throughout my drama club history, and the show literally starts off with her cheating on her husband, Sarius, and then immediately killing him because he's walking out on her. So it's just like she goes from being this cutesy little ball of fire to just this raging, unstoppable force who just wants nothing more than stardom, and she'll do anything to do it. Like she'll do anything to get it, and it's just such an interesting character to play. I really just am grateful that I've gotten the opportunity to play her. She's just so different. It's like the back and forth between cutesy and then finally getting what she wants, and trying to get above Velma, and then like Maddie said, joining forces with Velma at the end. It's such an interesting arc and roller coaster. There's really nothing like it, and she's just such an interesting character.
Nice. Sounds interesting.
So yeah, I mean, just thinking of the characters, Velma, I do love her darkness. She's gotta be super fun to play, especially like the attitude she's got. Like, I just love Velma attitude. So I'm so jealous that you play Velma. Like, I would love to play Velma. Like, she's awesome. But you're right about Roxy. She's really good at playing the game. Like, she's kind of a chameleon. Like, whatever she has to be at the moment, she's got to be at the moment. So I could definitely see how that's like up and down and all around. And I'm sure that's really difficult to do, to try and like change persona so quickly. So.
And these two could not be more different from the characters that they're playing. Like, I've never heard Serenity yell at anybody, and yet there she is on stage, screaming at the end of Funny Honey about she can't stand that sap, and it's just an awesome moment to see kids who are generally quiet and very polite, watching them just let loose.
That's the magic of theater, right? Like, you get to be something, you get to be whoever you want to be for that time.
Nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it.
All right, we do have people commenting on the feed. Leanne, you want to read the post?
Sure. So Haley Keener says, Palmerton Drama Club is a great organization to be a part of. You are free to be yourself and you gain a second family. I wish I would have joined sooner. These two girls are great examples of wonderful human beings that come from this program.
Oh, thank you. We love you.
And then Trav, Uncle
hi.
Trav says, Natty! Not with the crazy hands, but exclamation marks and then a whole bunch of hearts.
So when is this show?
We're coming up, it's the first weekend in April. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 7 o'clock. And student tickets are $5, and anybody else is 10. We always open our door at 6 o'clock, and then the curtain goes at 7.
I love how both the gals look down at their shirts for the dates.
In case you're wondering,
Gotta read backwards.
walking advertisements.
And you are known to sell out on your shows,
Yeah.
so don't wait to get your tickets.
Well, yeah, and the tickets are already available online at palmertondramaclub.com. I think that's what it is. There's a Facebook link. And the tickets for this show are already a third sold.
Nice.
And we're still weeks away from it. So they're going already. I know we had, today was our in-person day. We always offer tickets in the lobby. Then there were over 100 tickets sold today just on the lobby. So
Wow, nice.
they're going, which is good.
So, is this your last show?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Yeah. So, what are the feelings you have about going into your last show?
It's an emotional roller coaster. With senior year alone is second semester senior year is it's been crazy so far. So much is happening, but when it's fine, it slows down at some points, and I think to myself oh my god, this is the last time I'm rehearsing for a show, and I anticipate the show night so much, but at the same time I'm no, I don't want show night to get here because that's it. And like I've been doing this. I started doing drama. I started with Palmerton Drama Club before the summer before I went into 7th grade. So this is my 14th show actually. So it's just like it's so emotional to know that like this is it. And like kind of like growing up in the club, and it's seen me through the pretty pivotal moments, I think.
Did you say 14 shows?
Yeah.
It's like 14 shows at on average 3 or 4 rehearsals a week for 3 months. It's just a ton of time spent together with the other kids and as a group.
Yeah. We're like I'm literally like bonded to like all of my friends in the club. Like it's crazy how much time is flown.
This will be my 15th show. From 11 to 18 years old, I've stuck with it, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. I won't lie, I've been very emotional the past few months, just knowing that the finish line is right there, and it's such a strange thing to look back on, because what I always say is I'll never forget my very first show, Milan Junior, seeing those lights come up on that stage for the first time. There's nothing like it. And I always told myself, oh, you have so much time. You have so many shows coming up. Don't worry about it. Like, you have so much time here. And now I'm looking at my 15th show poster, and it's like, where did it all go? It truly is just an amazing thing to be a part of, and an amazing family to be a part of.
So if you both look at your first show and how you did in that show and the feelings you had, and then this one, what has been like the biggest change for you?
I definitely think my confidence level has my first show was Lion King Jr. and I was Rafiki, so when those lights came up, I was the first person there, and I remember when I realized that, I was like, oh my god, I was like, I can't do this, I can't do this. I went home and I told my mom, I'm like, oh I'm the first one on stage, I was like, and I'm the first one singing, oh my god. And it was so nerve-wracking, and now I'm like, opening number right there, and I'm just like, this is so much fun. I think it's the whole confidence thing is just, and how much I've grown dancing and vocally and even acting wise. It's just the change is crazy to look back and feel that's what I was doing and this is what I'm doing now.
I still have the DVD from Milan Junior, so every once in a while, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll put it in and just look at my little spoken solo line and one of the parts, or when I'm Justin Marceau sitting there yelling at me on the pit. It's just so interesting to look back on it and see how much I've grown as a person, because I certainly have. I mean, I'm 11 years old to now is such a big change. Those are the pivotal growing moments of your life, and I've spent half of them on that stage, and it's just so interesting to at least reflect back on how I've, like Maddie said, grown vocally, acting-wise, dancing-wise, character-wise, and just see how it's changed with every show, because every show is so different. It shapes you differently, and it gives you something along the way.
Right. And you've always been with Brent, right?
Always.
Yes.
Yeah. So how would you describe him as?
We were just kind of talking about this the other day, how he kind of became our second dad almost, and we were
what? You said you're so old, Brent.
It was always he's an amazing director. They're so encouraging with us, and it's always, you can do it, and you're doing great. It's always nothing but pretty positive, and they're always so proud of us, and we always know that too, because they always let us know, which is a really important thing, because that's not always the case with some teachers or some advisors, but I'm really thankful about that.
I completely agree. he's incredible. Not only is he an incredible director, but he's also an amazing teacher and advisor too. I have a blast in our first block class, and film club. I seriously don't know what I'd do without these things. They're the most important part of my high school career, and they're just so in the moment. None of it would be without him, and he's been great along this journey.
Nice.
Now it's your turn. About them.
Well, it's interesting. We had some visitors come back, some alumni came to rehearsal last weekend, and there were moments where they were like, "Are you going to yell?" I'm like, "No, I'm not yell." You used to yell. I'm like, so their argument was in my old age that I've gotten soft on that kind of stuff. I don't know. I remember teachers used to get loud when we were in school, but to be honest, that doesn't happen anymore, because they've been in it so long, and so have all the other kids that are in it, that they just know how it works, you know. You've been in 14 and 15 shows. When I walked out of Lehighton, I had been in 2. It's just such a different game now, and their experience levels are so high. I direct, and we go through all our formula of how it works. But I bet that if I said to them, here are the scripts, I'll be there, you guys put it together. I bet you could do it. I think there's that much talent in the room. I think there's that much experience on the stage. So to me, I always said that my favorite part of being a director is when the curtain goes up, just standing in the back of the auditorium and watching them do their thing. Because it's an amazing process of like kids who show up when they're 11 and they're afraid to get on stage and they're nervous, and they turn into like seniors and young adults who are ready to go out and like conquer the world. They're not afraid of podcasts. They're not afraid of singing solos. We had someone do poetry competitions and win and like go on to huge success there. So it's cool to see it branch out into all those different things. I'm super proud.
Nice. All right, since the musical takes place in the 1920s, I looked up some slang that teens were using back then, and some of them are still used today, surprisingly. So I'm going to say what the slang was, and you try to tell me what it means. All right?
Okay.
All right, the
For all
first,
school appropriate, right?
yeah, yes, they're all appropriate, I promise. Nifty.
Cool. Yeah, neat.
Right, it means great, excellent. Right, the bee's knees.
You're awesome. You're amazing. You're the bee's knees.
Means great idea.
Oh.
Yep. Cat's pajama.
Oh, I have no idea.
Cat's pajama.
Is it like weird?
Close. It means cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Applesauce.
Mashed up blend of apples.
I had some in my lunch today.
Did it? Applesauce. Anything?
Better with cinnamon.
No idea.
It means that's nonsense.
So using that one.
The big cheese.
You're the best, or like what is it? Like in charge almost. Like you're the big cheese.
Yep, the
Yeah.
most important person. Dogs.
Just dogs?
That's dogs.
I feel like I would say
You're
it like
broke.
nuts.
That's like my.
I have a guess, but I don't know that it goes all the way back to the 20s.
Yeah, like shucks.
It's actually referring to your feet.
I was gonna say, I thought that was like a now thing.
If you show up to an in-service day and it's nice outside and you've got,
Your dogs
if you've
are
got flippers on, Mr. Miller is very upset that your dogs are.
Dogs are,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Mind your potatoes.
Mind your own business.
Yep, that's it. All right, the fuzz. The fuzz.
Oh, come on, that's an easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
Like the gossip. Like
Yeah.
No,
Like it's like a person. It's like referring to.
it's referred to a
Yeah,
person.
the fuzz. It's
What,
like
what kind
What
of person?
like a cool jazzy, like the boss again. Is it the
No.
boss? I don't know.
Roxy gets in trouble with the fuzz.
Oh, the police!
That's nice,
Oh,
yeah.
I did. I knew it was someone. I knew it was a person.
And lastly,
It's the fuzz.
copacetic.
copacetic.
Yep.
Cabana?
Is it like is it a place?
Nope. It's a term. Just how you describe something like that.
It sounds like sad.
It sounds like psychedelic.
Cool means
A
cool.
lot of them mean cool.
And like a relaxed, chilled out kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like chill.
Yeah.
Like we're all just sitting here and it's copacetic.
Okay.
So that's your 1920s slang that you can share with the rest of the cast.
Yes.
Yep.
You're down with the applesauce, though. You're gonna use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to recap the show one more time for everybody that's just tuning in?
Yeah, so it's 1920s, kind of jazzy feel about it all, kind of like a So there's Velma Kelly, who's in jail, and she's kind of like the big shot, and then there's Roxy, who's this like newbie that's like getting all this fame and
Lands in jail because
lands
of
in
murder.
jail because of murder. It's a show about, it's kind of like all murders and adultery, big deal. It's very jazz.
Billy Flynn is the big shot lawyer who
Yes.
can get anybody off the hook for whatever reason, so they get their 15 minutes of fame and they hope for more.
Yeah. The underdog, Amos Hart. It's very
Yeah.
shy. Poor guy. He really.
Yeah, man, I feel terrible.
So
That's
the
another
dates
thing.
are April 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yes.
And you get tickets online or at
Yeah.
the school, right?
PalmertonDramaClub.org.
All right.
There's links all over Facebook. If you search Palmerton Drama Club, you'll find them.
And we'll share those as well.
Yeah. So you can buy them online. You can pick your seat.
Nice. All right, thank you guys for coming. Best of luck.
Thanks for having us. As always, it's always a blast.
Enjoy your last show.
Yeah, enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Definitely will.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Look, who doesn't want to be camping? Think about it. Get yourself a nice warm bath. Using a little
Break
bottle
the
of
leg.
shampoos, then blow dry. Don't leave it
Oh,
and make sure you're feeling great. Detail. It's got the clippers from Palmerton for 22 years. Stacey and Jennifer have been pampering pets. They're looking for a local pet grooming service and an experienced staff. It's Country Clippers. Get your pets groomed and give them the care they deserve. Country Clippers in Palmerton. Find them online. They've become a solid member of the community in the past 5 years. They take pride in the quality, freshness, and variety of their food. They're known for their warm customer service and friendly staff, lunch specials, and fun food. It's Cindy's Deli, located next to Pfeiffer's Ice Dam in Franklin Township. A wide selection of sandwiches and wraps, which are prepared fresh daily. Cindy's Deli in Franklin Township. Cindy's Deli also provides full-service catering for corporate functions and other events, and they'll serve each guest during the length of your event. You gotta check out Cindy's Deli in Lehighton. Everything from lunch, specials, to catering, and so much more. Cindy's Deli in Franklin Township. Find them online at cindysdeli.com. Make sure to give them a like on Facebook. They've become a solid member of the community in the past.
All right, welcome back to Colossal Community Podcast, and we are now going to be talking with members of the Lehighton Elementary PTO. We'll be talking about some events. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Nicole Collier-Dick. I'm the Lehighton Elementary Center PTO president.
And I am Dawn Lick. I am a PTO member and the chairperson for the bingo event.
All right, so tell us about what is the PTO all about?
Sure. So the Lehighton PTO for the Elementary Center is a parent-teacher organization. Basically, we fundraise all throughout the year to kind of enhance the kids' school experience. By that I mean we provide all of the field trips, any extra, we do fun events all throughout the year, such as, the daddy-daughter event, which is a girl's choice. It's not just for dads. Again, the Glow with Your Gal, which is the mother-son, but we've kind of done away with those names. We do an Easter egg hunt for the kids. This year we were pretty excited due to great fundraising last year. We were able to do a fall field trip as well as a spring. We went to Yetzer's Tree Farm for all of the grades, K through 5 went. And then we also always do a movie during Christmas time. That's the kids' Christmas gift. They go to the movie, get popcorn. Unfortunately, due to our movie theater closing down, this year we had to revamp and we did a Polar Express train ride in Jim Thorpe
Oh, nice.
for all of the students. So that was really exciting. And then again, we pay for all of the field trips. There's no cost to them at the end of the year as well.
Nice.
Yeah, we're very busy.
So you
It's a lot of money to raise.
Yeah.
It is a lot of money. I actually have some of the prices, just to give you an idea. So the spring field trips at the end of the year cost around $17,000 for all the kids to go. In the fall, it cost about $8,000. So roughly with the train ride was $10,000. So together, just the field trips cost about $35,000 a year. Yeah, so it takes a lot of fundraising, a lot of manpower. That we're really lucky. We have a big group. The past couple of years, it's been growing. Our current membership is over 100, and active members, I'd say, probably 30 to 35, which is unheard of for us, and that's active members. So that's exciting. It's been really, really exciting to see.
Nice. So you have an event coming up for the community. Tell us about that.
So we'll start with the bingo.
Let's start with bingo. So bingo's coming up. We named it Feel Good Friday Bingo. Ironically, it is on Good Friday. It is at the Orioles Community Center. It's going to start at 6 p.m. That's when the doors are going to open. The first game will go off at 7 p.m. And then it is a BYOB 21 plus. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. You have to be 21 plus to join us for the fun.
Just please note that the mailers that went home with the school, for anyone listening, we did have to remove that part, but it is still 21 plus and BYOB. Just for any clarification.
Yes, you may see the flyers out at the local businesses in Lehighton. I think there's some in Jim Thorpe and Palmerton as well. They do have a QR code on them. The ones that went home with the students or will be coming home with the students also have that QR code, and then you can scan that QR code, purchase your tickets through our Cheddar Up, and then you have pre-purchased tickets to our Feel Good Friday Bingo event. Some things you can see there, we will have pizza, we will have hot dogs, we will have sloppy joes, all kinds of snacks, drinks, chips, anything in that first hour, just because we do know it's Friday and people don't want to cook dinner, and also it's right after we get out of work. So we're going to have everything there for you that you could potentially want. Some of the prizes we have are Yeti coolers, Roombas. We do have a cash prize. We have lottery tickets, local business gift cards, a smokeless fire pit, and just so many more. There's a little bit of something there for everybody. So if you want, like my Nana's coming, my mom, my uncle, like everybody is coming. It's going to be a great time. Some other things you might see there, we are going to do like a 50-50. We will have special games with special boards and potentially have the pull tabs available there to purchase. There's going to be a quick 15-minute intermission where we will reopen and people can come in and have some snacks and just use the restroom and prepare for the rest of the night. And then really once we're done, I think we have the building for the rest of the night, and we're going to have music and we can leave whenever we want.
Finish the food.
Finish the food off. Again, like Nicole said, we do so many events for the kids, and the fundraising is like the single biggest and most important thing that we do. We have the Christmas event, the Donuts with Grown-Ups, the Glow with Your Gal, the My Guy and Me. All these things are possible because of the community coming together and helping us raise funds for the kids, and without that, not a lot of these things would be possible.
No. I think it was neat to see last year at fifth grade graduation, they always do boards with each child gets to say what they're most grateful for. And it was really cool and almost like just kind of, validated everything you do, all the extra hours. Most of those little sayings all had PTO events as their favorite memory from elementary school. So I think if anything, just reading those was enough to say, it's worth all the hard work and we do a good thing.
And if you do have a student, if you're watching and they're in the LAEC school, you may have gotten a flyer today sent home, and if you did not, I'm sure it's coming a little bit later this week. So be on the lookout for that.
So bingo's not your only event that you have coming up though?
Correct. So I'm sure if you're anywhere in the tri-town, maybe county area, you got some very colorful mail this week. Be prepared. I think I've gotten them up to about 25 now. Our race mailers went out this week. So our biggest event at the elementary center, along with all of our extra fun events, is the Race for Brilliance. So that happens in May. And it is our biggest event. It raises anywhere from between $60,000 to $80,000. So a big chunk of our money is that event. It is a hard event, and it takes a lot of man hours. We have a great race team working on it. They had the boxes counted and everyone, all the mailers out. It was really record time this year. What it is each kid brings home a sheet of labels. They return the addresses. For example, we have this year we bought 7,663 stamps for the mailers, which is a lot of money. And we've often heard, oh, go digital, you know, do this, do that. And we've taken the time and we've pulled various schools around us. And the second we tell them our profit, they're like, don't change a thing. So grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, they like to get the little mailer written in their handwriting. And it, you know, I think it's bigger incentive to get it back. We used just last year, we purchased 1,125 pounds of 5 different colors of powder for the race. So I guess I'm skipping ahead with just some facts, but mailers go out to the town and they have little words of encouragement on it. We hope that you'll send something back. Even if you can send $1 or $2 to cover that stamp, it makes a difference. And then all that money is used for the day of the race. And that day, it's an entire event. There's different stations that each class rotates to. Obviously, the biggest part is the race, the powder race. There's bounce houses, there's dance stations, there's water stations. If kids opt out of color, we have a fun tie-dye station for them. We do silly string. It's an impressive day. Most of the news stations are there and newspapers, and it's really exciting. The kids love it, and it's a lot of fun.
I love it too.
Yeah, exactly. It's my favorite day of the year, for sure.
Nice.
It's, a lot of fun. You should come and do a podcast there that day.
It would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
So if somebody wants to join the PTO, how can they do that?
Sure. So membership goes out at the beginning of the year. This year we tried something a little different. It was a little bit more money, but you got a T-shirt this year. So it was $15. And then that enables, a lot of people work at night, they can't make the meetings, and they say, oh, I just can't do it because of that. We send out the emailed minutes after each meeting. As long as you're a member, you're entitled to all of the information. And of course, come to our meetings and, or email us if you have a say in something. But we have a chat rep for that as well. You can do it digitally. You can go to our Facebook page, Lehighton Elementary Center PTO. Most of our information is cross-posted there between our email and that. Yeah, and our meetings are at the second Tuesday of every month at 6:30 in the Elementary Center cafeteria. So you can always pop in and check it out and see what we're doing. We encourage everyone to have an opinion and give us ideas because, like I said, bingos, this is the first time we're doing that this year, so we're excited to see how it goes, and it's been a fun response so far. People are buying tickets, and the flyers just went home, so it's really neat. The Elementary Center is only 5 years old, so it's still brand new. Every event we do is kind of a learning curve, and we're learning as we go, so it's neat to see new things come to life and new ideas and new people.
Nice.
Yeah.
We do have a comment here. Stephanie Freebie says we have the best PTO ever.
Thanks, Steph.
Did you do any fun things when you were in school, elementary school, in the PTO?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
No, I was in Palmerton in elementary school.
That's right.
And I mean, I vaguely remember my mom going to PTO meetings because I think I was told to shut up a lot. But I mean, I know we went on field trips.
Right.
You're like thinking back, like, oh, that was PTO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we always went up to the environmental center every
That's
year.
where we went
Nice.
to.
Yeah. So, and then we had the fun day that you have at the end of the year.
Like the field day.
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed when I came to Lehighton because in Palmerton we would walk up to the pool and we had a day at the pool. And Lehighton, they made us run sprints. You had to do athletic things.
Yeah.
Did it have a color run yet?
No. We had to sign up for some track and field event. And I was like, what about the pool?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have a pool then in Lehighton.
No, right.
Yeah.
So that could have been part of it. But still. This sounds like a much more fun piece.
We have another comment. Aaron Zeblin says our PTO is special and go above and beyond for the students. Thank you for all you do for the school.
Thank you, to our principals. They're wonderful. That's our principal for our K-1-2 side, and he's the best. We have great staff there. We're really lucky to have a really large support system in our school. We belong to various groups in the country for PTOs that come together, and they have such a hard time with their administration and their teachers, and we don't have that. We're really lucky. We have a really supportive group, and it makes everything come together and just work.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so the last 2 weeks, I posted some debate questions on actually every Tuesday, and we're going to go back to February 27th. I posted, is Robin Hood a thief or a hero? What do you think, Leanne?
Well, if you're black and white, he's a thief. If you're a black and white person. If you're a shades gray person, then there was one person I saw that posted that he was a heroic thief.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can get behind that. But I guess it depends on who you are, right? If you're a person he's stealing from, I don't know.
Rich person.
Yeah, I don't feel like you think he's a hero.
What do you think?
I have never seen or read or heard Robin Hood.
Oh, wow.
Never heard of him?
Wow.
Robin Hood, you never heard of him? What?
I can't answer.
He steals from the rich and gives to the poor.
Well, I guess we know the next movie night.
Honestly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
My daughter's probably watching right now, looking it up.
Making a list. I'd say, I don't know, I see gray in everything, so I have a hard time coming to any conclusion. I think he's what's that word, vigilante?
Vigilante.
Yeah.
All right, some of the answers that we had was he's a thief, but a heart of a hero. He's a little bit of both. He's a heroic thief. To the rich, he was a thief, and to the poor, he was a hero. And another one went into detail and said taxation is theft. So he was robbing from the rich for the taxes, then he was good. If he was robbing for that, it was justified.
I think it depends. Was he saving lives by feeding people? That makes him a
That
hero.
person's watching right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They're so happy.
All right, so last Tuesday's debate question was, what was the worst movie ever made? Or movies ever made?
Ask me last.
Okay, hear me out. I've never seen one of them because I won't do it. Star Trek. I can't get past opening scenes. It's bizarre. Like,
I have to say, there's a movie that my stepdad really loved, and I couldn't stand it. It was called Nothing But Trouble, and it still scares me to this day. It was just weird and awful, and I can't stand it. And anything scary for me. Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, there's a lot.
There is a lot.
There are a lot of
It's
movies
a hard
that I've
question.
seen that I was like, why? Like, I remember when they remade the movie, God, pregnancy brain. When a Stranger Calls, right? So the first one, the original movie, was a bang-up movie. That was a good movie. But when they remade it, I don't remember what year it was. When I came out of the theater, I actually said to people coming in to see it the next showing, I was like, go into another theater. Like, do not waste your time and money on this movie.
Right.
Because it was absolutely horrible. But again, like those people, they were younger, so they probably never even saw the first one. So they probably had to, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people probably said Napoleon Dynamite, and I love that movie.
that's not fair.
All right, here are some.
Right? I don't know.
Here are some of the answers that we got. The Cable Guy,
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Step Brothers,
Yep.
What? I don't know.
Groundhog Day,
See, these are all me.
Why are we
Neat,
making
silly
all comedies right now?
Godfather 3,
All right, they did push that one a little
My
bit.
husband would say Rocky V.
Dude.
Falling out.
Dude, Where Is My Car,
Okay.
Ace Ventura,
Someone's hating on Jim Carrey.
I was gonna say.
yeah. Elf,
What?
And Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
Someone's
Will
got
Ferrell.
an issue with Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell.
Dumb comment.
And then this one, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, which was premiered in 1958.
Going back for that one.
Yeah, and Spaceballs.
Oh,
That
shit.
person can fight.
So those were our 2 debate questions and answers. You can take part in tomorrow's debate question. We'll post it on our Facebook page and Instagram page around 11:30 a.m. and your answers could be read right here on our show. So those were the questions.
You didn't answer any of the questions.
It's hard to pick what worst movies because there are lots of them.
There are a lot of bad movies that were made.
All right, we have another comment here. We have the best president ever. She has enough heart for all of us. So proud of the work our PTO does to enrich classrooms and students' experience. We love Lehighton Elementary Center PTO.
Who is that? They're so sweet.
Kristen.
Kermit? Thanks, Chris. We do have an awesome group, though. It's been a good year. It's exciting. I leave this year, which is really sad. I won't cry, but it's in good hands, so it's okay.
I'll be there for many years.
Exactly. We have a lot of really good eager moms, and that's exciting to see.
So how different is it to manage a whole elementary center versus an elementary school when they were separate?
I wouldn't know. I say I'm native to the elementary because my daughter started in kindergarten the year it opened. So I was never at the small schools, but I have a full-time nephew who went to Towamensing, and I love Towamensing because that's where I went. But it is very different. The large elementary center, it's beautiful, it's state-of-the-art. I see what a lot of people feared about it, but it's also, it's become more of a family. You kind of get past the big, and being active in the PTO, this is what I tell everyone that's apprehensive about the big school. Get active, they see your face and they remember your kid, and you can make sure the kids that don't go home to a great life get these experiences, and you're affecting more kids in this large elementary school, so your potential to do good is so great, and it's exciting to see, because even the movie trip, I'm sad we can't do it anymore, but hearing those kids say that was their first movie ever, their first, so many firsts because of what we do, and you can't beat it. It's really cool.
Nice. Any other questions? No?
No.
So how do you come up with the ideas for events? Do you ask the kids to take a survey, or do the parents brainstorm?
We will survey the kids. Like, we're having, the race mailers went out, so we put out an incentive. The first grade, they had a week, I believe it was about a week and a half, to get back the mailers. And the first grade that got back the most by a certain date won an after-school event. So 5th grade actually did it this time, which is odd because normally the younger ones bring in the big numbers. And we got back 1,732, I believe, in a week, just from 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
So we pulled them. I also, co-own a daycare center, and I pulled my 5th graders, and so they got some say in it. The DJ event with Rita's Water Ice. So that's next week. Yeah, that'll be a fun time. But like, Dawn is a newish member, and she came up with the bingo idea. So like I said, this is the first time for that. And that's from membership, just speaking up and speaking out, and just pulling ideas together. We did the gala last year, an adult gala, which was a great time. It wasn't, high numbers, but the membership voted to try something new this year. So we're doing the bingo this year, along with, we just did donuts with grown-ups, which was a lot of fun, and it was well received.
That's great.
Yeah, super organized. It was a great event. And our Glow with Our Gal is coming up soon, and that's our chair team for that event decided to keep that theme kind of the same, so they're doing a glow event because that one went really well last year. That's kind of the neat thing about trying new things. You see what does work, what doesn't, and you can repeat it if you want to, or wipe it and start fresh.
Glow with my gals this Friday.
It is, yeah. Is it?
No,
it is?
next Friday.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. Yep.
Yep. So that's a fun thing too. That one just worked well, so we're keeping it. Daddy-daughter event, which is, girls' choice. This year we're doing a country theme. It's called the Rhinestone Rodeo. So that's an event we always keep similar, but kind of throw a different theme in there every year, which is a lot of fun. And both of those events are huge participation, about 600-700 people. So, yeah.
All right, we're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be right back.
So maybe you have an event coming up. Maybe you want to take that event to a whole new level with the best production team in the industry, the Mystic Mountaintop production team. Mystic Mountaintop Productions. They're doing what they do since 1986, right? And they can hook you up with the latest pro lighting, sound, stages, and video walls. This team has been doing it for decades, from Music Fest in the Lehigh Valley to all over the world. And not only are they friends of mine, but they're local and based out of Kresgeville, Pennsylvania. Now, they just love what they do, and they can work with almost any budget to take your next event into the Mystic with the best in lighting, sound production, stages, and video walls. Find out more about this production team at mysticmountaintop.com.
Free checking does exist, and you can find that and more at MCT. Switch to a local one to trust. MCT offers convenient and connected banking solutions like free checking and debit card, plus our top-rated mobile banking app. Visit mct.bank/checking to get started. Ma Chuck Trust Company. Neighbors you know. Bankers you trust.
All right, welcome back to Colossal Community Podcast. We are here talking with members of the Lehighton Elementary PTO. If you want to recap the bingo event one more time.
Yes, so Feel Good Friday Bingo is going to be Friday, March 29th, 2024 at the Orioles Community Center. The doors are going to open at 6 p.m. with the first game starting at 7 p.m. It is a 21 and over BYOB event, so you must be 21 years or older to attend. In that first hour, we'll have all types of refreshments for purchase, as well as additional boards and our special game boards. We'll have music, everything will be fun, and then we'll start our bingo event. We'll run through about half the games, do a 15-minute intermission just to get some more refreshments, use the restroom, and get ready for the rest of the night. You can find all different types of prizes there. Yeti coolers, Roombas, cash, lottery tickets. We have a smokeless fire pit, zero gravity chairs. Most of those prizes should be arriving within the next 2 days. And then we have some local businesses that we're gonna get gift cards from that you'll see, especially if you're local to Lehighton Palmerton area. It is open to everybody. Lehighton Palmerton Gym Resort friends, feel free to pop in, come hang out with us, help us fundraise for our PTO and our kids so that we can give them fun events throughout the year.
Do you have to buy tickets in advance, or?
You can, so they're $25 in advance, $30 at the door. So if you're not sure if you want to come have fun with us, but then you decide to last minute, you can still come hang out. There are flyers all over Lehighton area and beyond. They have a QR code at the bottom of the flyer. You can scan that. It'll take you to Cheddar Up, and that's where you can purchase 1, 2, 5, 10 tickets, however many people you'd like to bring along. If you have a student in the elementary center, flyers are coming home either today, tomorrow, sometime this week. They will also have that on there, and there's also a fun Feel Good Friday Facebook page that you can follow. And in the discussion is a link to the Cheddar Up where you can also purchase tickets.
All right. All right, coming up on Colossal Radio is the Doc and Friends show. It's starting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., only up until noon. And then 1 to 4 p.m., Uncle Kevin with his show. And then tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m., Ike is on with the oldies. He is featuring The Who and the Lovin' Spoonful. That is coming up on Colossal Radio. Make sure you download the free app or listen on the website, colossalradio.rocks. And you can also enable the skills on your Alexa device as well. Our next show will be... Our next show will be March 25th, and our guests will be Angels and Dragonflies Children's Charity. They're from the Poconos, and they benefit kids from the Poconos in Carbon County, so we'll learn more about that. April 8th, we have Lehigh Gap Nature Center coming by telling us about some events that they have coming up in summer camp programs. And then April 22nd, we have Lehighton Downtown Incentive talking about the Wine on the River event. And we have members of the Zinc City Motorcycle Club coming on. And last week, I posted as a feeler what people thought about us doing a game show night. And there was a great response to that. So Leanne and I are going to have to work on coming up with a game show, because we do have a lot of people responding to that. So that's coming up as well. And then June 10th, as everything goes well, we'll be celebrating our 100th episode here at Colossal Community Podcast. So those are things that are coming up. And you can check things that are coming up for Colossal Radio by going on the website, colossalradio.rocks, and you can check their Facebook page and Instagram. And make sure you subscribe to Colossal Radio's YouTube channel as well, because Doc's and Kate's dog, Franklin, is going to make his debut, and the talking dog. So it'll be interesting. That's going to do it for us for this week. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
And we'll share all the information for the bingo night for you. And we'll see you all next time.